Burning Man is an incredibly powerful perspective changer. Most of our socialization puts us into these grooves. And with a linear path and a certain finite number of job plans, certain finite black and white ideas of how you can live. And before I went to Burning Man, I really thought of the world in terms of, or my options in terms of, blue collar, white collar, stay at home parent. And within those, all of them, it was a linear path of acquisition. You do this, and then you acquire this, and then you get the second car, and then you get the kids, and then you get this, and then you get this, and you get the better job, and then you get the better job, and then you win. And when I went to Burning Man, I was blown away by the magnitude and the diversity of lives and lifestyles and life choices and paths that people had. So there's like these grooves, these well-worn grooves, like popped me out of the groove and realized, oh, there's not this finite number of grooves. It's like a lake. You can go in whatever direction you want. It's an ocean. And that first pop out of the groove was massive. Because things that previously would have been crazy to me, like deciding not to go upward in a career and instead go lateral or backwards based on where my passion was, would have been crazy. But eventually that's what I did. And so in this ocean of possibilities, one of the other huge things, there's these lifestyle changes, lifestyle possibilities, and then there was this possibility of different ways of measuring worth and success. The only real measuring stick that I'd been exposed to was that of traditional success, of prestige, of wealth, of acquisitions and luxury. And so we chase that carrot without even recognizing that there may be other fruits and vegetables to chase. Not even knowing if we like the taste of carrot. And then here, when I was on the playa, and I was introduced to some very novel experiences, I realized there's other things that fill me up. The huge piece for me, initially, was gifting. Gifting, the idea, one of the main principles of Burning Man, where there is no commerce, there is no exchange of goods and money, there is only giving, which totally changes the equation and taught me that what you can receive from giving can be infinitely more valuable than any sort of money or exchange that you could get. And learning that I could get so much joy from the process of giving changed everything. Because before that, all of the systems and all of the teachings we have is if you want to be happier, you have your individual person to better their experience. So you either, you can get yourself better fit, you can get in better shape, you can make more money, you can buy more stuff. These are the ways that we know how to make our lives better. But once I felt what it felt like to see somebody smile based on something that I did, or see someone change that had a light up in any way, whether seeing a performance, whether being served food, whether being opened up to an idea, once I had the experience of having someone go, I made their life better in that moment in some way. It was like, oh, I want to spend all my money to do that. The only reason I want to earn money is so that I can have resources to do that and get this feeling. And what that really is teaching us about universal love. When you start to feel joy from other people's joy, you are breaking down the wall of individual and the other, There becomes no us them, because you can start to feel joy from other people's joy. And then the possible avenues that you can put your energy into that will make you feel better is planetary. Instead of just trying to acquire to make my life better, making anyone's life better actually makes me happier and more joyful. And then when you can take from that and start to realize that this whole model that we've been trained about service and sacrifice is not, it's not right. I mean, it can be. You can do service and try to go to a dark place and say, oh, I feel so bad that I have so much I have to do and help out. But in this Burning Man way, you give because it makes you feel good. You do it selfishly. You do service without sacrifice. You don't go, I mean, people are not on the playa right now building things going, man, this sucks. They are there because they want to. The carrot that they're chasing is not a carrot. It is some magical playa fruit. And that restructuring of the who I am versus them, that restructuring of how being in the world is actually a whole different identity than we ever thought. It isn't. We're not an isolated thing. We are a part of the one. And so these huge spiritual ideas about universal love, about connectedness, about service, about surrender, these huge spiritual ideas become not just words or lessons or books or chapters, become visceral experiences on the playa. And from that, once that resonates, then the grand equation of how you spend your time, how you spend your life, how you interact with people, what you consume in ideas and media and food and everything is changed. And you become part of the solution. You become being the change you wish to see because you have no choice. You just see, this is my way towards joy. This makes me feel better. You have this, Abraham Hicks talks about that built in, how do you know that you're on the right track? Because you feel good. And Burning Man kind of breaks us so far out of our traditional patterns that it allows us to rediscover these innate joy systems that are there. And when there's people around you, I mean, there's so many voices telling you, shaming you away from them during your normal world, starting from when we're very young. And so it takes something crazy and otherworldly and all those dramatic visuals and art and performances and fire and craziness to shake us enough that we go, okay, pop us out of the rut, pop us out of this groove, show me the ocean, and then show me that if I float in the current and the current takes me, without going crazy paddling, I will be delivered to the places that I need to be. And then, without even meaning to be a good person, you will find, oh, you know what will give me more joy? Helping that person. You know what will give me more joy? Helping that person. It'll give me more joy? Bringing more joy. And just like that, you start living the life that you were meant to. And you start being the being that you are intended to be. A vessel of love, a seed of the divine, a cell in the cosmic one, simply by following your joy. So that crazy rave in the desert with naked people, there's a reason why people like myself and others jump to defend it or spend so much energy explaining how it can be so important, because it isn't the only way to get popped out of the groove and be exposed to all these things, but it is a powerful way for those that find it. So hopefully by the way that we can share ideas and stuff, we can, make that popping out of the groove, learning the way this feels to live this way, can become something that doesn't require a pilgrimage to the desert. It becomes second nature. It becomes part of the education system. It becomes part of just what we learn. We don't get taught that, Trump is someone to admire. We get taught that some guy we've never heard of who is meekly walking the earth and helping his fellow man and woman. We begin to find these people as our heroes. Maybe we even rediscover heroes and reread their words and go, oh, that's what it means to be Christian. Right. Anyway, I certainly hope that if you're going to Burning Man this year, that you stop by 9:30 in Esplanade at Pink Heart Camp. We should have iced cucumber water every day. We will have ice cream, Coconut Bliss ice cream, probably Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, maybe Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, depending on how long it lasts. We'll do Hug Nation live on the playa on Tuesday and Thursday. Tuesday is at Pink Heart Camp. Thursday is at Pink Heart Camp, but bring a bike, and then we're going on the bike ride. So Thursday is my big event. And then Tuesday night, at like 9, going to do a musical performance based on Hope for the Flowers. So, what a world, what a life, what an opportunity to share moments like this with you. What a gift. And it doesn't have to be as dramatic as Burning Man. You can find, it's not about magnitude, it's not about grandiosity. Those things are helpful tools to snap our heads, but it can be, you can have the same heart opening in every moment, especially when we can feed off each other. So thank you for being that for me, and we can be it for each other. I will see you at home, wherever that is. Namaste.